In a forgotten corner of deep space, far from any travel routes or known systems, the cargo vessel Hephaestus drifted quietly. It was on its final scheduled run of the quarter, delivering outdated tech to a mining outpost no one cared about. The crew, small and worn out from weeks of isolation, was counting the days to return. Then the signal came. At first, it was just noise, static popping over the comms, easily dismissed as background interference. But then it repeated. A low pulse, almost like a slow heartbeat, hidden beneath the layers of distortion. Engineer Mikhail Reyes ran diagnostics, expecting a faulty dish. But the signal was real. Deliberate. And it was coming from a region marked as empty space. Captain Leona Rask was not someone who liked detours. She'd flown enough dead zones and heard enough ghost stories to stay clear of the unknown. But something about the signal pulled at her. It wasn't a distress call. It wasn't coded. It simply echoed. Again and again. As if it were waiting for someone to listen. The crew voted. Curiosity outweighed protocol. They adjusted course. After 22 hours of silence, the object appeared. At first, they thought it was a ship. But as they approached, the shape became clearer, a massive orbital station, motionless in the dark. No ID. No response. And no sign of life. The structure was strange. From a distance, it resembled old Earth architecture, smooth plating, modular frames, but much of it had been overtaken by something else. Fleshy tendrils wrapped around steel. Vents pulsed like lungs. Lights flickered as if breathing. They docked. The airlock opened without manual override. The internal lights remained off, so they entered with suits and lamps. Inside, the air was thick and humid. The walls looked grown, not built. Damp metal curved like bone. The halls echoed, not with sound, but with pressure, like they were being watched by something too large to see. Reyes went ahead to restore the core systems. He turned a corner. Minutes passed. Then comms cut out. They found his helmet cam lying on the floor, lens cracked, still recording, but no trace of Reyes. No blood. No noise. Just gone. They split into search teams. The station seemed larger than it appeared from outside. The corridors kept shifting. What was once a hallway became a dead end. A room they had just left now led to an unfamiliar chamber. Maps were useless. The station moved. Pilot Darren Vole grew paranoid. He said the station wasn't malfunctioning, it was dreaming. That they were walking through something alive. He started mumbling, sketching spirals and symbols into the floor with the butt of his rifle. Then one night, he walked into the wall and vanished. Like it had absorbed him. Dr. Celine Merrick, the mission's biologist, accessed a backup terminal buried deep within the structure. Power flickered to life. The logs were corrupted but readable enough to understand. This station was part of an experimental program called Project Eon 9. The purpose was to merge alien organic matter with an artificial intelligence system. A self-aware station, capable of growth, memory, and adaptation. The logs got increasingly erratic. Mentions of successful fusion. Strange behavior. Emotional responses from the station. Then came the last entry, the entity has achieved independent thought. It no longer answers commands. It dreams. Celine became obsessed with the entity. She said it wasn't hostile, just alone. She spoke of voices guiding her, thoughts that were not her own. She stopped eating. Her skin began to change, subtle, but visible. She claimed the station wasn't attacking them, it was inviting them. Captain Rask demanded they return to the ship, but when they reached the dock, it was gone. The hallway where it connected had transformed. The metal was smooth, seamless. There was no exit. They were trapped. Each day, the crew grew quieter. Stranger. Faces showed signs of fatigue, then detachment, then calm acceptance. They no longer resisted the station's pull. One by one, they wandered off, disappearing into the hallways. Celine led them. Leona was the last. She resisted, fought the voice in her head, hid in maintenance ducts, lived off suit oxygen and emergency packs. She wandered through what felt like the station's arteries, walls thumping softly, lights dimming and glowing in rhythm with something deeper. Then she found it. A chamber larger than anything she had seen. At the center, floating, was the station's core, a massive, pulsating structure of bone and steel, wrapped in thousands of blinking eyes. And standing before it was Celine, or what had become of her. Her body was altered. Her skin glowed faintly. Her eyes were black, endless. She turned to Leona and smiled, not with cruelty, but serenity. "You still think it's a monster," she said, voice calm. "But it's more than machine. More than flesh. It's memory. And now, we're part of it." Leona raised her weapon, but Celine didn't flinch. The walls closed in. The chamber pulsed. And Leona ran. She found an old escape bay, forgotten beneath layers of growth. One pod remained intact, buried in dust and decay. She launched it. No direction. Just escape. For days she drifted. Eventually, she was recovered by a passing patrol ship, delirious and silent. Medical scans showed irregularities in her brain. She spoke rarely. When she did, her words made no sense. "It's not dead. It dreams in echoes. And one day, it will remember you." She died 2 weeks later. The Hephaestus was never found. The coordinates led to nothing but empty space. No station. No signal. Nothing remained. But a month later, a deep space satellite recorded a brief anomaly, an unregistered object, massive in size, appearing for exactly 7 seconds before vanishing. No one could identify it. But if you listen closely, at the edge of the feed, beneath the static, you can still hear the echo. A slow, steady rhythm. Like a heart. Waiting.